Hey guys, welcome back to The Sit Down. My name's Mark.
I'm Joel. We want to tell you guys to like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications when the new episodes come up. Definitely check us out on all the social media platforms, right? Look us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And also check out the website, www.funkymooserecords.ca. Want to sell your band's merch, CDs, records, or even digital files on your own site? You can. Check out our partners at Shopify. With over 1 million e-commerce sites on their platform, Shopify is the place to sell your stuff. They have free and premium themes, an app store to expand on your site. They take care of payments for you, and you can register your domain name all from one dashboard. They have a rockstar support team, and they're a Canadian company to boot.
To boot?
Yeah, to boot. Sign up for a 14-day free trial at fmr.fm/Shopify. That is fmr.fm/Shopify for free trial.
Got it. What's going on, folks? My name is Joe. I'm with the Limbo Podcast, and I'm here for episode 35 of the Sit Down Podcast. Mark and Joel, near and dear to my heart. What's going on, fellas?
Right on. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming on.
How did we get to this point?
So honestly, I was Googling record shops and I saw yours and I said, Funky Moose, that sounds really fucking cool. I swear a lot.
It's all
It's
good.
on brand. It's on brand for me. I read the thing. That's good. But honestly, yeah, I've been trying to find, because I do a lot of music related podcasts, talk to various levels of indie artists up to, established guys and shit like that. So I thought, wouldn't that be cool if I could just find like a record shop to sponsor my show, because I fucking love records. And I saw Funky Moose Records. I emailed you. You said yes, and here we are.
Right on.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick interaction.
It was very quick. I was
Ask and you shall receive, right?
Man, dude, but here's the thing. I've been asking for a long fucking time. And when you said yes, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. No problem. Don't worry about it. Oh, wait, no, you said yes. Oh my God. Okay.
Hey, what was that?
Sorry, pardon me. Yeah, what? Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's been awesome for me. I wish the numbers were better they'll get there. I promise. They'll fucking
Oh yeah. That's what we keep saying too.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. So how long have you had your show?
I started mine in last January.
What's the name of your podcast again?
The Limbo Podcast.
Limbo Podcast.
Limbo Podcast. Yeah. I started just this past January. But I really got going probably, I guess, right around when all the pandemic bullshit hit. So I had nothing better to do.
Yeah.
And then I started doing it like 6 nights a week, and now I'm down to 5 nights a week.
So what did you do before? Because
honestly, I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I didn't do a lot during the day, but I used to work security for concerts at night.
Oh, I see. And no concerts means
no concerts. Nothing.
Oh man, that would be a sweet job.
Well, it is for sure. I've seen everything and everyone. I've seen you had Legal Wolves on here last week.
Yeah, you bet.
They're awesome. They played the Exchange where I worked at. They're great. They're so good live. I was really impressed with them for sure. But yeah, man, I worked at this place for probably 13 years. I started bouncing there when I was like 19 years old. Just on and off. So I was doing that, just doing the weekend thing or whatever. Whenever there was a show, I'd get a call basically. So it could be sometimes 7 nights a week, 6 nights a week, whatever. And then nothing. So yeah. Now I do this, but I also do promotions for a record company from the States, and they give me money to send emails to people. So there you go.
Great. Tell us a little bit more about that. How did you get involved?
How did I get involved? Okay, so the company I work with is Curtain Call Records, and if you guys ever want guests for your show, seriously, just let me know, because I can get you a pile pile of guests there that would love to talk.
Actually, yeah, Joel and I were talking about this, and we kind of want to support Canadian artists, and I think you do a lot with American.
I do, but I can get you sweet Canadian hookups too.
Right.
Nice.
All over. You want whatever you want. You tell me you want someone in the UK, I'll get someone in the UK. You want a couple of Saskatchewan boys, I'll get you a Saskatchewan boy. Whatever you want, I will do it.
Okay.
Well, and yeah, today I was talking to Mark. So like, I watch a lot of like comedy podcasts, right?
Okay.
Like YMH, Rogan, Two Bears, One Cave, all that kind of.
See, I've heard so many good things about Two Bears, One Cave, but I have yet to listen to it.
Yesterday was their live episode, so I had to pay $10 to watch it, and it was pretty entertaining. There
Worth
was
the $10
on there. Oh yeah, it was worth $10 for sure.
That's good.
You were saying they were going to shove something up their asses?
Oh yeah, so they
And
got
they
a
did?
dominatrix to go there, and they were like, just drinking a lot and doing some edibles. They were waiting for the guy to bring him some cocaine, but he didn't end up showing up. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, the coke never showed up on camera anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty fun. But yeah, so anyways, I was telling Mark today, like, so these podcasts that I watch, like typically when there's like a comedy special that comes out or whatever, when they're promoting it, they'll hit the circuit, right? You'll see the same guy on like Bertcast, and then he'll be on YMH, and he'll be on Rogan, and within a week or two, they do the whole circle, right? So I was telling Mark, like, if potentially, maybe we can talk about this later, is maybe we could do something like that too. So if we end up with a guest here, then we can toss him your way, and then within a couple week period, get our own little click and circle going, maybe. So
honest to God, why don't we do that? Because I started to do this because I wanted to promote Saskatchewan artists, and I wanted to make, I wanted to shine the light on the local musicians that this country has, and especially Saskatchewan. There's so much freaking talent here. It's ridiculous, but they don't reach out to me. And I chase people to a point, but now it's gotten to a point where all I have to do is put one fucking tweet out, and I've got a month full.
Yeah, right.
All over the world that want to talk.
You did that, was it today or yesterday? You sent out a tweet saying that, yo, I got one date available for October and
filled in
November.
2 minutes.
Let's go.
Right.
And he got a bunch of tweets.
I have no clue how Twitter works at all. Like I'm not the tech guy over here at all. Like that's his department.
It's honestly it's for me, I prefer Twitter over Facebook. It's all about, I get way better interactions on Twitter with people, and it just seems a lot of like the business mode of people are there and they're ready to go type thing. So I can get in touch with managers and shit like that easily enough. Yeah. And there's what it is about Twitter is it's a huge indie tool for independent artists.
Nice.
So everybody's on there. They all want to get heard. They all want their shit to get heard. And I want to help people do that. So if I can, that's why I do it 5 nights a week. I'm like, there's so many fucking people. I'll just do it. My kids are asleep. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll fucking go for it,
So that's what we want to do here too, more on a national level kind of
Canadian level for sure. Yeah.
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 Okay. That's fine. Well, why don't we talk? Why don't we do something? I'm fine. I'll share whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. We'll get into more of that off air.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been chatting back and forth.
Yeah.
On Twitter a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So going back to, you started January.
Yeah.
And that was basically starting from scratch
just really kind of learning the ropes and stuff like that. Like for the using the equipment wasn't a huge learning curve because I record music, so I kind of had all the shit I needed anyways. So it was just kind of figuring out what I wanted to do or the format, because like I almost got fucking sued by Anchor FM because I was doing just music episodes. So I'd go on there and I'd get all these indie people to email me their songs and shit. So they're not signed, so whatever. Like I'm not paying royalties. They know that. Like fuck off. Yeah. But I put 20 songs or something on a playlist, put it on Anchor, play it through, and then one day what pisses me off is I did about like probably 15 episodes or so like that, and no problem. And then one day I go to log into my account to set up the next episode, and they say, you can't log into your account. I was like, oh, well, maybe I somehow forgot my fucking password, I guess. I don't know. Change password, go to sign in again. They say, no, you can't. You better contact support. I get an email back saying, yeah, your account's locked. You can't carry on doing this anymore. And I was like, well, pardon me, but like, I'm just playing music that I have permission to play. Like, what's the problem? And they said, well, you better just talk to a lawyer. And I later found out that was because Spotify bought Anchor.
Okay.
So they were pissed that I was playing music and directing people to use like this Anchor, because they wanted more like podcast, not like playlists, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Because if you're using a playlist of every Spotify, you can go fuck yourself, right? That's how their thinking is.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to revamp what I was going to do. So like for the music ones, I still do music ones every weekend, but I just put them on Mixcloud, and that's fine because they have whatever licenses and shit like that, and then everybody uses Mixcloud.
That's like a Spotify mix thing.
Mixcloud.
Mixcloud. Yeah,
it's kind of like SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like SoundCloud, but in my opinion, a little better.
Yeah.
Because a lot of radio guys, like a lot of internet radio shows, will put their recorded shows up there. Mm-hmm. As like once they air it live or whatever, then they'll throw it on Mixcloud so people, like an archive, basically. Yeah. And tons of DJ music if you're into that.
Yeah, SoundCloud has that too a little bit, but yeah, we kind of ran into the same issue with YouTube.
Fucking YouTube as well, yeah.
Like we had
2 or 3 episodes.
2 or 3 episodes. We had the band, and way at the end, we asked them, okay, is it okay if we end the show with your
Weapons.
song?
The one was the episode we had with Weapons. Like
in
the episode, they grant us permission to close it with their one of their songs, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I grabbed their song from YouTube and put it behind the video, and then I upload it. And as soon as it was done uploading,
immediate.
It said copyright claim.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I have a very funny similar story that happened to us last night. I do. So at about 11 p.m., I magically transport myself to the UK and do the morning show there. At 6 a.m. there, I've been doing it. I just started doing it. It's fucked up.
Yay,
but what's that?
Yay, internet.
Yeah, I know, right? It's funny. And my buddy was saying, he's like, well, why don't we play one of your songs? I was like, okay. This is from like 10 years ago. I had a couple albums. I was like, okay. But I don't have the MP3s anymore. So I said, you'll have to grab it off YouTube. And he's like, well, fuck, we'll see how far we can get. And I was like, okay, just play it through YouTube. It's my song. Do it. I'm hosting the show. It's my song. Fucking go for it. We almost got through the whole song before they shut it down. They shut it down right then and there. It's like, it's my song. I can't go on YouTube and play my fucking song on like the radio. Like, sorry. So now because I don't have my MP3s, I have to go onto YouTube and fucking rip them all off YouTube. It's like, so fuck you. Like, it's happening, it's coming, but like, what do you want me to do? YouTube is the biggest copyright infringer of all time. And yet they slam people for fucking just using their service. Like, what's the point of using it?
Yeah.
Really?
But I guess that's the downside of being a huge company, right? Because there are people that abuse it, so they put measures into place that counter that, but then they go overboard, and then people like you and us.
But then it's so automated, right? Like,
there's
like, as soon as you clicked that button, you got notified that there was a copyright thing or whatever.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not like somebody's sitting there watching.
It wasn't that the video was taken down or anything, and it wasn't kind of a strike against our account. It was more of a we couldn't monetize the video because of it. Because that part was not our content. So then it's not a big deal, but for me it was principle. Like, I have permission. Right. I have the permission, so fuck you.
100%.
So then I because you can dispute the claim.
Yes.
Which I did, and like a couple of weeks later,
they said sorry.
No apology.
Well,
no, but
in their own
as big an apology as you could get from them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there was that episode, and then there was another one we did where we were like, before we had like the screen behind us, right? So we were trying to like do something where the shit that we were talking about, we could put it up on the screen. People could then see what we see, kind of thing.
Just a screen share, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we were
Okay.
talking about, at the time, it was a new video from Kanye West.
Mhm.
That was somewhat controversial. I honestly don't even remember what the hell the video was about, but we had the video playing in the background, no audio, just visual,
just the video.
and we got the same thing happened there.
No audio, just the video.
Just
And
the
we were
video.
sitting in front of the TV, so it's not even the full video because
So it's like whatever it can see in between you.
yeah,
And so because of that, so same scenario there.
Yeah.
And then the third time was on that.
Northern Royals.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Same scenario. They gave us permission. They were like, yeah, by all means, like, please play our video at the end of the episode. So we were like, all right. And then same shit, just different pile.
So then we decided, well, the TV is useless, so
yeah,
let's redecorate.
Yeah. So we're
Love it. It's great. That's fucking awesome, man. I love that shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
we need some Halloween decoration back here, maybe.
There you go. You gotta put something on the moose, man. You gotta put like a fucking witch's hat or some shit on the antlers. Something like that. Holding the fucking
we could do
candy.
we have,
Decorate for the seasons.
we have the Antique Queens on the 30th, so we can do that.
The what?
The Antique Queens.
Oh yeah.
The Anti-Queens. Was that someone you were looking for on Twitter? Was that?
Yeah, actually, yeah. That was.
I saw that because I saw you say something like, "Wouldn't these guys be a good guest on our podcast?" See, that's how Twitter works, boy. All you gotta do is at them. They'll fucking see it. They'll say, "Yeah." The best thing about it right now about this pandemic is that nobody's doing fucking shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're around, dude.
Oh, and that's what we were talking about too. Like during this pandemic, nobody's gigging or
nobody's touring.
Anything. So Friday is wide open. But when people go back to, going back on stage, then Friday might be a problem.
Yeah, we might have to change our recording day in the future. But that's fine too. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do. But yeah, for sure. Take advantage now while you can, guys. Like
for sure. Okay, so we were talking about your podcast.
I'm fine. I like going all over the map. I do that on mine. If you ever listen to mine, it's just all over you never know where the fuck you end up from where you start. It's always different. So it's all good, man. I don't know. So almost got sued by Anchor and kind of just decided I'd do some interviews with artists and talk to them. And, that started going pretty well. I had a co-host for a while. We smashed out fucking 100 episodes. We probably did 115. And then I was about to interview a band called Pissing Razors, who I loved. They're a big metal band from back in the day, like fucking perfect in my opinion. They play with Pantera and all those guys from that era. And like 10 minutes before we're supposed to interview them, he says, "Yeah, I'm not going to do this one. I'll be back tomorrow." Type thing. I was like, "Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. It happens. No big deal." And then he never came back. He just kind of said, "No, I'm done." I was like, "Well, what the fuck? Like, I know you got stuff, whatever, you got stuff going on, that's fine, but I would have liked, I guess, more of a conversation about it to see what I could do to be like, hey, do you want to, what can I do? Like, do you only want to do one a week or something like that? Or, but whatever. I've been going ever since. This is back in like August. I've just been carrying on myself.
So I
throw in guest co-host the odd time. It's fucking hilarious.
That's Tony, right?
Tony Granz is he's my Tuesday segment. So he comes back every Tuesday. He's the best. I fucking love Tony.
He's from LA.
He was the reason why I wanted to get into podcasting, actually, because he was cool. He has a podcast called Tony Talks a Lot, and he'll just have little like insights or whatever for like 10, 15 minutes here and there. And I thought he was the smoothest sounding fucking guy. And I just started talking to him on Twitter, and then we had him on my podcast as a guest a couple times. He said, I want to be a segment. And I was like, fuck, you're in, man. That's cool. I talk to him every Tuesday. It's awesome.
Yeah, I listened to the Tuesday episode, and we're talking about cricket.
About cricket, yeah. Jesus, fuck, I'm a fucking moron. I was trying to visualize how big the cricket ball was. I was like, I don't know, man. Like it's a little smaller than a baseball, I think, but I don't fucking know.
I think you said I think it's a little bigger than a ping pong
like a
ball?
ping pong ball or something. I think I said, or some shit. I was just like, oh, fucking
It's about the size of a tennis ball.
tennis ball. It's solid rubber, though, right?
Yeah.
That would fucking sting. That would sting.
I work with a few guys that are big into cricket, and they have their own cricket balls, and they're nasty.
Jesus, yeah, I wouldn't want to get hit with one of those.
Anyway,
What's that game on a...
Joel's looking at me like, what the fuck
Yeah,
are you talking about?
why are we talking about cricket, you guys? Come on.
Cricket's intense, dude. You got to watch it. It's fucking crazy. They just whip that thing at you. I bet you 120 mile an hour from like fucking 6 feet away.
Is that where like the bat is like a flat...
It looks like the Casey Jones cricket bat. That's exactly what it is.
That's what that is. No, I was thinking of like fucking like...
The high-lie ball or whatever, the scoop, the fucking scoop.
No, the thing where like it's almost like golf, but
it's like a little hammer.
Yeah, it's like a
hammer. Croquet.
Croquet, that's
right.
Yeah, croquet is for rich people. We don't talk about croquet.
I was like, why are we talking about this?
Oh, the other day I went and put on my fucking cardigan and did some croquet. It's good to have land, right? Like, what the fuck?
Like croquet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, probably.
Just out playing croquet. Fuck it. Got a game, bro. Croquet.
I'm not rich enough to talk to people that play croquet.
No, me neither. Different tax brackets.
Yeah. So you started in January.
Yeah.
And how was that first episode with a guest?
Oh my God, it was nerve-wracking. Yeah, it was terrifying. I talked to a guy called his name is Danny Marbin. He has a great band called Marbin, but he's like this crazy jazz virtuoso guy, man. They're like a 3-piece band. I think it's 2 brothers, and one plays saxophone, and he just shreds. It's awesome. I recommend checking them out. They're fucking good.
And what's the name of that one?
Marbin, Marbin.
So you literally talk to anyone that has something to do with music.
Literally.
Yeah. That's cool.
If they want to talk to and a lot of times is these guys reach out to me. So I'm like, yeah, what do what are you about? Right. So he was the first one that reached out to me. He's like, hey, I saw you're doing interviews. I'd love to talk to you. I was like, yeah, fucking like, I heard this guy's music. I was like, you want to talk to me? Like, you're a fucking maniac. I'm just an asshole from Saskatchewan. Like, what the fuck I'm not some important person. I'm not like a taste maker or some shit. I'm a fucking dude, man. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that was
like that, I think.
That was for us too. Like when Paris contacted us asking.
Yeah, it was exciting for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. Like, because where is she again? She's up north.
Yellowknife or Whitehorse? Yukon somewhere.
Yeah.
And
it's like, how the hell do you hear? Like, we're like broadcasting this, but then we're like, how'd you hear of us?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, we're putting that shit out there, so somebody.
Well, no, but
right?
but don't you guys kind of think too? Like, it's probably the same thing. It's like when you started doing this. Like, obviously the goal is to get listeners, but you'd have been stoked if you had 1 or 2, and you kind of just enjoy hanging out and talking to people, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when you actually hear that people from fucking Yukon's huge.
Yeah, and because Joel and I started, we wanted to just talk about music. So every week we grabbed the news items from the past week and we gave our opinion about it.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, we must have mentioned that we wanted guests or something. Would it be cool if we could get an artist to talk to us or whatever?
Yeah.
And then Paris Pick reached out, and I think I got the email, or email. She emailed me, and I was like, Joel, dude, somebody wants to talk to us.
Yeah.
And then I was like, holy shit, how are we going to do this? Because this was right around when COVID started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like beginning of April or something, wasn't it?
So we had to figure out, okay, so this Zoom thing, how are we doing that? And how are we doing the audio? And he was at home and I was here, and then
and that's to take a little step back too, and I've said this in previous episodes, is okay, we're episode 35 right now, and there hasn't been one episode out of all 35 where shit's been consistent.
Last week,
right? It's either because last week was the first episode with these new mics.
That's right.
So like it's either like a new microphone or a new camera, or we'll tweak something on the computer. Like it's never been back to back to back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It hasn't. So we're still kind of trying to figure it all out.
Yeah. Okay. But I think this works. What you guys got right now is fucking sweet. I like you got the decor back there. You got the nice, you guys are handsome dudes. You got the sweet mics. It looks good, boys.
You called us handsome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, and ideally, like we want to have this, like where we're at right now, there isn't much room for anybody else in here.
No.
Right.
But ideally, we're gonna have a bigger room with a few more mics set up, and like shit. Yeah, we want to be in the same room with a musical guest, and
Right.
they can pick up an acoustic or an electric and rock
And do it
something out,
there.
you know, on the fly. Is ideally where it's going to evolve into.
That's cool.
I forgot where I was going with that too.
Oh,
and then,
the consistency of all your gear.
yeah, like it's never been the same so far. But then I got a sneeze here coming up. A couple weeks ago though, like it was Northern Royals that reached out to us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or to you anyway.
Yeah, because we did the episode with weapons, and they saw that and they were like, "Hey, we want to be on."
Yeah.
And
awesome.
I had never heard of them before, and like, fuck, man, they rock.
Yeah,
like I'm a fan.
They're
I
good
am
fan.
a big fan of Northern Royals. Like I'm a ride or die, man.
There you
Till
go.
the end, they got me hooked.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
if you want Northern Royals on your show,
Okay.
I have their contact info
Cool, man.
and weapons.
Weapons, yeah, weapons are good. Weapons are really
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
And League of Wolves.
And League of Wolves.
Wolves are great. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. That's what's about. Like, more people need to just pool resources because it's a hard hunt by yourself sometimes.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
If you can make get a community thing going with a bunch of different people, then that's fucking awesome. Like you said, run a circuit, right?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I think what else I was going to get at is like there isn't much of a format here. Like, for example, is if we're sitting with like weapons and they don't want to talk about music, like we're okay with that too.
Yep.
We're not interviewers is what I was going to try and get at. Like we just want to shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And bullshit for a Friday.
Exact approach. 100%.
Right?
100%. That's you know what? As a fellow friend who likes to shoot the shit, that's the best format. That's the feedback I've gotten from people. Anytime I'm done with them, they say, "Man, that was fucking fun." Because I'd rather just talk. Like especially if you think about like the bigger level guys, or the mid range, whatever. They get all the interview questions. They get, when did you start playing music? What was your first blah 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 blah? That right? I'll use that.
Right.
So and it's like fuck. Again, it's like what are you watching on Netflix, dude? What are you eating? When's the last time you got so fucking high? You shit like that. And that's what they want to do. They want to just have fun. Like, boys, I had an interview last night with a guy called Mackay from a band called The First, FRST, and he is the shit. He's from Nashville, but I've already got in under 24 hours 300 and some views on the YouTube video. That's fucking huge for me.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot for
awesome.
me.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
But that's also the two-way street, right? Like if you're reaching out or if they reach out to you or you, it doesn't matter who does what, but as soon as you have a somewhat famous or a band or an artist that has some sort of following, and they start tweeting about you,
right?
Or they posting it on Instagram or whatever, then that gets new eyeballs on your podcast.
That's right, and that's just like you said, how you got Northern Royals emailed you because they saw, it's all about that networking, and that's why Twitter is so good.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole no format thing, I love it because
it's perfect.
We talked about Chrétien.
Yeah. So I don't know, did you watch the episode with
was that last week?
Yeah. So they were talking about how they were looking up old clips of Jean Chrétien, and so like on the fly we're like, yeah, okay, like Mark doesn't know about it because he's not Canadian, right? But, so as I'm trying to figure out, well, how
do you explain Jean Chrétien?
Yeah, like no, how do I like cut a promo ad for that episode, right? So I'm watching the episode and trying to find a little clip I can steal from the episode, and then I was like, oh yeah. So as I'm watching it, I'm like Googling Chrétien. Like I found a couple of clips. I was like, oh, hey. So I kind of cut it together. I was pretty proud of that edit because I'm not techie at all. So I'm kind of like still learning, right?
So but the whole thing about that was that they brought it up.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with music, but they brought that up. And I think that was the coolest thing. I mean, we could have, formatted something like, okay, if we have silence, we're going to ask this because that's going to be funny. Yeah. But they brought it up.
Well, yeah, it's not like we don't have a list of questions here.
No.
So if the guest doesn't like, we love it when they talk and we don't have to say shit, right? But
Oh,
once
it's
they
beautiful.
stop talking, yeah,
Yeah.
then we're kind of like, then it's just dead air.
I hate when they're not talking. I fucking hate. It's like, it's like I'm not going to get in there and do some dentistry. It's like fucking pulling teeth to get shit out of people sometimes. It's like, so when you wrote this song, how did you feel? It was like, yeah, good. Like, fuck, great. Like I've had interviews where it's like, okay, I'm going to talk to you for like 15 minutes then, because that's all I can fucking do.
Yeah,
like,
that's all I can.
And did I send you? I didn't send you the document, I think. But
yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
You said something about you're fine to go as long as it takes, but 45 is cool. If it's 2 hours, that's whatever.
Yeah. If we're usually aiming for an hour, but if done in 45, we're done in 45.
And we haven't had that happen yet.
No,
that's good. Yeah. Well, and like you said, that's about having no format, because you're totally free. You're not restricting yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Also, though, on that note, though, what is kind of handy is, let's say you just get like that kick-ass guest who could talk for 3 hours. If we cut them off around the hour mark, then that leaves it the opportunity to bring them back for another episode.
Totally. Yeah.
And on the other hand, if you keep talking for 3 hours, then you can just cut that up in 3 episodes.
Well, you could, but then I feel like then it's dated.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you talk about, but yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then, like, how long do you hold on to those episodes for? And then.
Yeah, you can say, let's put a pin in this and let's talk about it some more in a month from now or whatever.
Yeah. The first time I talked to this one female artist from Illinois called Plike, and she's fantastic. She's become a really good friend of mine. But the first time I talked to her, we talked for 4 fucking hours.
Holy
I just put it all online. I was like, fuck it, here you go.
Kind of like a Joe Rogan type thing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, man, whatever. It was like my first time talking to her. And then another one I had that was really long was the first time I talked to Fallon Bowman from Kitty. Remember Kitty? Anybody? Canadian metal band, all female, first Canadian metal band.
Maybe.
Kitty?
That was in the 90s, right?
Late 90s, yeah. Early 2000s. They were kicking ass. No, you weren't. They made it over to Europe.
Did they?
Yeah. Oh. I think they won a Juno and shit, but that's fine. Anyways, first time I talked to her was like 3 hours too, and I just said, fuck it. Put it up. But I don't know.
So who's the most famous artist you had on your show?
Max Cavallaro from Sepultura and Soulfly.
All right.
And his son Richie was a segment for a while, and another one of his sons came out. It was awesome, man. And I didn't even ask for him. His wife Gloria at one time managed like the Deftones and a bunch of other famous bands. Like Sharon Osbourne.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the metal world, it was like the two most powerful women were Sharon Osbourne and Max's wife Gloria. So when we got Richie on, he was on every Wednesday, and he would do Richie Recommends. He'd pick a metal album, he'd talk about it, we'd listen to it, blah 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 blah. But then we started to send these to Gloria so she could hear it, and then she's like, "Okay, yeah, that's really awesome. You guys can interview Max sometime." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, we joked about it. We're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get Max, ha ha ha!" Like, and she just like offered him up, and now I'm gonna get him back next month.
Sweet.
So that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I was starstruck, dude. Like, I was like, holy fuck, like he's one of my favorite fucking people, and I'm talking to him. But and I say that, but then I talked to Christian Machado from a band called El Nino, who are fucking awesome. He was one of my favorite singers when I was in high school, and I got him on, and he's come on a couple times. He's going to come back again and again. He wants to do a monthly thing. That's fucked up. And then just the other night, I talked to a guitar player for one of my favorite bands in high school as well, Dry Kill Logic. They're fucking great. And I had one, like, it's just fucked. It is fucked up, man.
In a good way.
In a great way. To talk to him.
Sorry. So if you're still doing it like on a daily basis, right? Or do you do Monday to Friday? Like it's
I do Monday
a week?
I do five nights a week now.
Right.
I was doing 6. But I changed it because I picked up a radio show 2 radio shows and like this morning show I do, and I needed a day to record my radio show.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get to that because that's a radio show in the UK.
I have one in the UK and I have one in the US as well.
How?
I
got
got it.
Questions about that too. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's so basically the people that run Curtain Call Records also run the Rock Rage Radio Network across America. And the owner of Curtain Call said, "Fuck, like I love your podcast. Do you want to do a radio show?" And I said, "Okay," because he runs their network too. So I just pre-record it. And I sent it to him, and he broadcast it on his thing.
So where did you get the music from then?
I get it from all submissions that I get.
Oh,
all metal and whatever indie submission, because they're more like obviously rock and metal oriented on that network for sure. So it's just whatever I get sent to me and that's not totally fair because people play whatever they want. They can play mainstream shit. I wanted to focus on doing like indie stuff, so I'll try and play some local artists. If I have their stuff, I'll put them on there and put it up.
So, for example, if you would get either Northern Royals, Weapons, League of
Anything like that, if I got anything like that, I'd 100% put it on. If it's got a fucking guitar on it, I'll put it on.
That's cool.
For the Rock Rage show. So if you guys have any of that stuff, happily. But I need MP3. I can't do some guys can do Spotify links and shit like that. I can't. I don't have the gear for that.
Well, and sound quality is also less than
crap.
Yeah.
So Wave or MP3 are great. But yeah. So yeah, I only just started doing that. I think I've done like 5 episodes or something now, and it airs on Monday nights at 7 p.m. our time until I don't know what time it'll be on once the time zones change in November for everybody else, not for us obviously, because fuck it. But yeah,
7
and then
p.m. our time. So that's
7 p.m. our time on Mondays.
So they're usually about 8 hours ahead.
No. For the Rock Ridge is U.S. It's the States, so they do it 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern is 7 p.m. here. For the UK radio show, that was another thing that I got just from this podcast. The owner of the station, Jay, kept watching my interviews and shit, and he said, I want to take your podcast episodes and I want to broadcast it across the UK twice a week. Well, it was once a week, and I said, you got a lot of listeners, I'll do it twice a week. I said, awesome. And then one night he does the morning show at like 11 my time, and he gave me access to the station and everything so I can get in there and fuck around. But I sent him a picture, and I was like, it's got the screen and it says mic on type thing, so I'm ready to be live and talking with him and shit. And I sent it to him, and he's like, yes, get the fuck on here. So I've been bugging you forever to try and do a live show. And I was like, okay, I'm coming. And I had just a fucking blast. And that's like a week ago I just did it for the first time, and it was awesome. It was awesome, man. So I was hooked. I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that every night because I'm always awake, right? If I'm awake, I want to be doing something. Like I've got whatever gear I have here. I don't like it to just sit around. Is my thing. It's like I one of those use it or lose it people in my brain. It's like a fucking disease in my head or some shit. It's like I got to be doing something. Like right now, if I've got time, I'll do it. Like I'll do these fucking radio shows. I'll do this, blah, 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 whatever.
So have you noticed a big difference in like your following, like on social media and where you're blasting your videos from when you started doing the radio show? Or is it kind of just hovering?
It's steadily growing. I get about 100 new followers on Twitter a week. So I'm at like 5,700 or something like that now. But I started with one. Like I started with one fucking follower in like January, so it's fucking pretty good growth for me, in my opinion. But I don't know. For the radio show in the morning, it's a little more tame than the way I'm talking now. I try not to swear, but the shit happens. I can't fucking, I always swear. But But then it's funny because they'll interact with you on Twitter. These guys are listed. You sit there all just shit talking back, and I have one buddy, John Warwick from the UK, says, "Joe, just let it go, man. Just drop a huge fuck right now. Just do it." Like, I can't. Yeah. He'll try to slip me up, but it's funny. It's good. It's pretty cool, man. And it's all just from, I don't know, fucking around. really.
How long is the episodes on there? Like,
They
an
do.
hour or-
Yeah, they do. Well, it's on Mondays. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday is 2 hours, and then other time it's an hour. So so because like 11 p.m. here is 6 a.m. the next day, so like it'll be Saturday over there in 2 hours or an hour, I guess. So then he doesn't do it on Sunday, so he'll do it like Monday. So I'll do it like Sunday to Friday for my time.
Right.
Thing. Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. That is cool.
That's keeping your mind open to whatever is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you get an offer for something that you'd never thought of.
Yeah, I never thought.
You were not going after a radio show or anything.
I was not pursuing radio. No, I'd never imagined I would do a radio show.
But if you keep your mind open to that, and
yeah, exactly. I wasn't opposed to it. You know.
Yeah.
If I had some guy say he wanted to put my shit across the UK on my podcast, I was like, yeah, fuck, why not? What could it hurt?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay you anything, right? No, I'll do it. Awesome.
Yeah,
Go
it's
for it.
great.
Yeah, I like that. Twice a week. Cool. You know?
Yeah.
But, and that's just, and like, I've made some real solid connections on Twitter for sure. That are, you know, they're buddies now, you know, like everybody says you got your Twitter friends. So it's like, I've got better relationships with my fucking Twitter friends than I do with my real life friends. You know, these guys fucking hit me up and talk to me for Christ's sake. My real life friends don't fucking do shit. Whatever. Whatever, man. That's cool.
You say you were recording music as well?
Yes, yeah. I do hip hop. I do. It's a weird mix. Like I'm in a 4-country collab called Dark Matter Will Flow. One member's in Finland, one's in Wales, one's in Virginia, and I'm here. And we just send files back and forth. We all have our own gear. And you have my permission to look some up and play it if you want. It's on Bandcamp. It's not on YouTube. I don't know if that makes a difference.
We can try. We can try.
We can try. See what happens.
I don't know. It's dark. It's dark shit. It's weird. It's like a, I don't know how I'd describe it. It's real good. Like the guy in Finland, Jeff Vicario is his name, and he's again one of these virtuoso guys, right? Just hates himself, lives in the dark type guy, but he can fucking sing and he can shred, and that's awesome. That's good. And then our drummer is in Wales, and his name is the 0 Point Projects, and he's fucking monster as well. So, and then we have a guy named Jeremiah who's in Virginia. He has a project, a one-man band called the Hikikomori Pact, and he's a fucking genius too. So you put everybody together. I've been doing local shit here for a long time in Regina and around there, just shows and stuff. Yeah.
Are you born and raised in Regina?
I was born and raised in Milestone, so basically it's a half hour from Regina. Yeah.
Dude,
Small
I was
town.
gonna ask something, but now you threw me off there.
Why would my Regina question?
Yeah, I had a question for him right there. Oh, right. So you do you rap?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the question.
No. Hang on. There's more.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of those guests that doesn't answer. No. But okay. So, you've placed an order or two with us.
Yeah.
And
none of them are rap related.
Ordered?
Do it.
I don't remember exactly what you all ordered.
One second, I'll show you. 1 minute, buddy. Here you go.
Yeah.
This fucking
You'll
thing
be
right here.
Surprised. He has. Yeah. That one.
You know why I ordered
that?
it? I ordered that.
Please do tell.
Because I'm a freak for vinyl, and I saw the price on that, and I thought that's 5 LPs. I don't give a fuck if it's garbage. It happens to be brilliant. It's fantastic.
It's classical
music. It's
Slavic.
fucking great. Slavic classical music.
Yeah.
What's that?
So So he places these orders, and I go through them, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Like, wait, this is for Joey? Hang on. And then
Counting Crows.
Counting Crows, Lionel Richie. Well, that
Yeah.
was for your wife, I guess. But
Yeah. I still love Lionel Richie.
yeah.
The only one I fucked up on was that Farrell and Farrell. I got it because that's my wife's name. So I was like, oh, that's funny, haha. I'd never heard the band. I didn't know they were like a Christian band. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. But I was kind of like I dug their synth 80s vibe at first, right? And I was like, oh, he's the reason and Jesus is in me. I was like, I don't. Other than that, it's fucking banging. But again, I just like whatever.
You got that one because of the name and the price.
100%. Yeah.
Because it was one from the Toonie Bin, I believe, right?
That's right. Yeah, it was. I love that fucking Toonie Bin. That Toonie Bin is the best.
Yeah,
the best.
It's the stuff that that's been sitting here for a while, and we're like, well, this is probably not going to sell anytime soon. So
I will clear out your fucking Toonie Bin, dude. I love it.
We also have a Looney Bin.
I saw, yeah, I know. I got one of those too. I got that.
Oh yeah,
it was for 99. My first order. What the fuck is it called? But it's awesome. I listened to it and I was like, this is fucking good. Like, what the hell? I don't even like country music. It was good. It was real good.
Actually, there's a lot of people that go through the Looney and Toonie Bin, just because it's cheap, they order it.
Well, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it isn't good. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
I got an Elvis record for $2.
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
Yeah, the king, man.
Dude.
He's the king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said, it's a mono channel. Like, who gives a fuck? Nothing was recorded good back then. Everything was mono.
Well, actually, in some people's opinion, mono pressings are better than stereo pressings.
Oh, there you go. See, and I talked about this last night with some guys about they were trying to get their music played on a couple different stations and playlists and shit, and they were bitching about the sound quality. And it's like, who gives a fuck? Do you guys care? Like, you guys are record guys. Like, but do you sit there and like when you listen to it, you're like, yes, the fucking EQ on this is too, do you fucking care like that?
I don't, but I do know we have some customers. Well, yeah, actually a lot of customers that do that. They sit it, so they have the speakers set up perfectly. Mm-hmm. They have $30,000 worth of stuff in front of them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's your thing, some people spend it on classic cars. Other guys spend it on
home theater systems.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not what I do. I mean, I like good sound, but it's not like, oh, there's a click there. No, I don't want this record.
Yeah.
I kind of really, so like, I don't have a record player at home, right? My little thing is movies.
Oh, that's not little.
I've got a lot of, probably as many movies as Mark does records at home. Okay. I've got like Blu-rays, DVDs, 4K movies, 3D movies. Like, I'm an avid collector, right? So I got a little theater in my basement, and if I'm comparing like picture quality to sound quality for like a record collector, I get it, man. Like, if I have a hard time, well, let me say this, my setup in my basement downstairs, I will not watch a DVD movie down there.
It's got to be your 4K Ultra.
Exactly. I've pumped too much money into that setup to play a crappy DVD. Right? If I'm gonna watch a DVD, it's like upstairs on the shitty TV with the Xbox or something, right? But so I get it. It makes sense to me. I've put in the time and money into. I want the quality. I want to visualize it. I want to see it. Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I get it.
That's fair. Yeah. When you put it that way, I understand. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, man, fuck it. It's good as good, right? Like, does the average listener or the average viewer, it's like, oh, that fucking pixel right there. Fuck that pixel. That's an Xbox DVD right there.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of like that, but I mean, some movies I can't get the good quality.
Right.
But that's what makes them classic. Like, I don't know if like this is just way left field, but there's a movie called Class of 1999. Okay. Yeah, do you know about that? No. It's like an old show from like, I think like 1989 maybe. Okay. And it's like all the teachers are like Terminator robots, and they're like whole schools like being attacked, and it's just like old visual effects, but I've got that on DVD. Like I can't find that anywhere. Like the odds of me finding that 4K is like not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even then, if it's 4K, it's upscaled anyway. So,
Wow. Yeah, but it's not like legit though.
well, exactly, because
It's
it wasn't
upscaled,
made.
but it's not 4K.
No, but it wasn't made in 4K,
Yeah,
so they're just
exactly.
gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
Might as well watch the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, this was made for DVD. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where like that difference
Yeah,
is there.
for me, like records, 95% is because I love the music that's on it,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then the other 5% is I think it sounds better, and in some cases, like if it's on colored vinyl or whatever, that makes it cooler.
Yeah.
But it's
I got to. Okay. So I actually have a question for you guys. So obviously when I do music episodes, I got all sorts of people emailing me and shit. And I had these guys from a record company called Big Stir Records, a record label, and they're just awesome people. They just emailed me the other day, and I said I wanted. They're offering like sampler CDs of all their artists. I said, okay, yeah, I'll take one. Well, they sent me one sampler CD, but like 6 other CDs with it for no reason. They're like, here you go. I was like, fuck yeah. And then I said, I love vinyl too, haha. I got a fucking shipping notification the next day. They sent me like 5 LPs. One's a 2 LP record and shit. Anyways, I'm just wondering if I can get you guys in touch, can they like send you records to sell in your store?
always.
They're an American label.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I just don't know how it works.
So here's the problem with American labels is, and right now I'm in conversation with an American label that reached out.
Would you say it's a problem or the difficulty?
Difficulty.
Because it's not a problem that they're an American label.
No. That the fact that they're American is not the problem at all.
Yeah.
It's the fact that if they want to ship records to me for free, I'm all for it.
Oh, they'll do it. That's what I'm saying. They would do whatever. I do believe they would not expect you to front a dime. They just want to put it in your store.
The thing is that with this label that I'm talking to right now is that I have to buy inventory, which I'm okay with, but I have to buy so much
mass
inventory.
quantity.
Yeah, because first of all, shipping is ridiculous. And then when it gets to the border, you get hit with another 20% of the value of the package.
Duty, yeah.
So then it's like, well, okay, this $40 record, let's say I buy it for $40, I have
cost
to
you $100 by the end of the day.
Yeah, and then nobody's gonna buy it. So is it worth me putting this time and effort into it?
Mm-hmm.
And now this label sweetened the pot a little bit because it's an original, or they reissued this album from the original tapes. And
can you tell us what the label is?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask because
that's fine. You don't have to.
I don't remember the name.
That's super secret. I just fucking forgot.
Okay. So they reissued the anthology of Prism.
Okay, there you go.
And they also did Night, also a Canadian band.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys know the answer to that, put it in the comments.
There you go.
Go wait. So the nice thing about that is that, because I asked that in our Canadian record collectors community, like, if this album would have been like, if I would get this in, would you be able to, or would you, I don't know, how much would you spend on this or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how I asked it, but it was the first comment was like, well, if it's just a bundled package of reissues that I can get elsewhere, then no. Like, why would I pay extra for a few stickers?
Well, they want originals, right? Or what?
Yeah. So, but this is repressed by this label or reissued by this label from the original tape. So it is all new and all original.
Okay.
It might be interesting, but we now have to figure out how are we going to handle the shipping and the duties and I said duty.
How's it going with, like, because of COVID, like, have something coming in from the States?
No issues, not anymore. Like Groove Washer, for example, our our beautiful groove washer
Mhm,
gear.
mhm, mhm.
That was an issue because
Like at the like March, April, you mean, right? Like at the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah, May. It was like at the border. It took forever
But what
to
about
go through.
like what I mean is like there's no flights going in or out really.
No, but it's
like
all
the
surface.
borders are closed.
It's all surface.
So then if a shipment comes in from the States, does it need to be like
Quarantine?
yeah,
No.
for X amount of days or
No.
whatever?
No, that's just like a domestic package. Like if it's going interprovincial, it doesn't have to quarantine.
Okay.
But yeah, it was an issue at the border because I don't know, they just shut everything down.
Yeah.
But at one point it was like normally I would get it would be maybe 2 weeks that a groove wash package comes in through UPS.
Mhm.
But there was one time where I had to wait a month and a half for it to
Oh, shit.
finally show up.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy.
overall, I mean, it's fairly now. It feels like it's back to normal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Groove Washer.
Shout out Groove Washer. You can sponsor this podcast if you like. And,
Actually,
send Mark free shit. There you go.
it was actually on my to-do list to call or to email Steve. But
There you go.
Shout out to Steve.
What up, Steve?
Steve is the head honcho at Groove Washer. He actually. So back in 2016, I had a podcast, 6 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. And Steve was one of the guests and sponsor of.
Is that the one where you guys are wearing the same shirts? No. There's something with you wearing the same shirt as another guy, and you went to his place or something. Never mind. I'll see if I can find it.
Fuck are you talking about?
I'll try and find it.
Wasn't it something about a hat? Wasn't it like the same hat?
Maybe.
Do you guys have an incident where I don't know. I remember you talking about that on one episode. Something to do with a hat. I can't fucking remember.
Where that guy had that red hat?
Yeah, the red hat.
Oh, Mike.
Mike,
yeah.
guy?
No.
Okay,
I said Steve,
I'll
not Mike.
find what I'm talking about here. You can clarify. Anyways, continue.
Continue. What?
This guy. Yeah, you guys are wearing the same shirt. Check this out.
Oh no, that's Frank.
Oh,
That's Frank. Okay, yeah.
Frank. Yeah.
Frank is a Frank is a YouTuber. He is in the what they call vinyl community, and he has his channel is called Channel 33 RPM.
Okay.
And he just talks about records, gear, stuff,
Nice.
music, and the reason I was at his place because, hey, look behind you.
Oh, it fell?
I told you it was crooked. Anyway, it's back. You have to shove it back on. Oh, now it's crooked.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's real crooked, bro. Back to the left guy. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was in Red Deer to pick up a collection of records to sell, and I got in touch with Frank because at that time he was in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can take a detour. So that's when we were there. We wore the same shirts on purpose, but made it sound like it wasn't.
No, okay. On purpose, he says.
It was scripted.
No, it wasn't. No, not at all. It was actually. But yeah, so I stopped by and we talked about records, and we went on a tour through my vehicle to see all the records that I picked up because there were 1,000 of them. It barely fit in my vehicle.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
So not Mike, because Mike has the only red Funky Moose Records hat.
I want that hat.
No, you can't have that hat.
Why can't I have a red hat like that?
Only Mike has it.
Because Mike has it.
Well, Mike, let's work something out.
Gentleman's duel.
At noon.
At noon, yeah.
So, hey, working security at concerts and stuff, you must have some good stories of like backstage shit, right?
Fuck.
Probably like 100 of them.
Yeah. Not like.
But he signed a contract that he can't talk about.
I don't fucking sign shit. I would never sign an NDA. It's like, don't be a douchebag. I don't have to fucking shit talk you, right? But
What would you say? Okay, I guess I'll narrow it down and ask you, who is the coolest, who is the coolest band that you got to like meet or
Hang out with?
yeah, backstage at a
Oh,
event you were working?
Jesus, like the thing with like the big events there is that if I wasn't behind the barricade, I would be like just off to like the band door. So only the band was back there. Nobody else fucking went back there. And if I was there, nobody would go back there. But I have to. That's a tough one. There's so many. So many are so cool, right? Like we put these rock stars on such a fucking pedestal, but they're just dudes too, right? Like that's exactly it. Like I think the coolest guy that I talked to was Matt Mays. You know Matt Mays and El Torpedo?
Yep.
This is a rad dude and phenomenal. He put on one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life at that exchange. I'll never forget it. This is probably like 8 or 9 years ago now, but he's sitting there and he's playing and you can tell he's just fucked up, right? Like he's fucked. And he got through his set. He played for like an hour and a half straight. And then he's like, okay, I'll come out and I'll do an encore. He come out and do the encore. He's like, you like another 5 or 6 songs? Like, okay, listen, like, guys, it's been so good to see you, but I'm so fucked up. I can't even see anything anymore. I gotta go. And then whenever it was cleared out, I was just stacking tables and shit after. And he comes up and he's like, oh man, thank you so much for everything, being here, cleaning all this shit up. And I was like, yeah, whatever. It's like just the job. And he's like, okay. And he's like, I'm going to get you a CD. I was like, yeah, probably not. And he went out to this tour bus and came back and gave me a fucking CD. I was like, awesome. Well, that was cool. It's a good CD. There's one with Cocaine Cowgirl on it, whichever one that is.
Yep. Yeah, we, Janelle and I went last year.
You did, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Great live, isn't he?
Yeah. Was at the Broadway Theater. It's not Joel's genre, so I went with his wife. that was good.
That goes to show how close of friends we actually.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
But the show started really slow with just him on a piano, I believe.
Yep.
And he worked his way up to tearing the roof off after, I don't know,
full band eventually, right? Yeah.
20 songs or whatever it was. It was awesome. Yeah. You missed out, dude.
Yeah, dude, Matt Mays is sick live. Like, holy shit. Super good. That's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
He has a new album out.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it came out last Friday or Friday before. Something like that.
Shit. I'll check it out. That's awesome. Other than that, I don't like. I've seen a lot of people, and it's just the odd time they'll stop and talk to you, but mostly they're like, "Hey, I gotta go." So, yeah, you're going to the next town, bro. Like, okay. One night, you know Chris Jericho. Are you a wrestling fan? Fozzy, the band Fozzy.
I remember who he is. I remember that name. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so Fozzy came and they played, and that's his metal band. He sings, right? So, killer show, great night, sold out crowd, everything's awesome. End of the night, somehow someone got on the fucking Fozzy tour bus and like threw their tour manager down the bus steps, like the big ass fucking steps, and like broke this guy's collarbone. And I don't know where all the security was that were supposed to be outside, but I was inside cleaning up, and all I hear is, "Why did security get to the fucking front right now?" And it was like our boss, and we all just fucking pile out there, and Jericho's on top of this guy just beating the fucking shit out of him. Fucking crazy. And he's just bitching at us. I was like, hey, fair enough. Like, where the fuck was everybody, man? But it was crazy. Like, I want to piss that guy. I was a fucking machine.
Yeah.
He just thumped the dude, just fucking, just feeding him shots. And then this guy, they wanted to press charges on him because they're, that's how America works or whatever. They say they can press, even though he's Canadian, but their tour managers are Americans. I want to find that fucking guy. I'm pressing charges. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to go look for him, but if I see him again type thing, I'll let you know. So this guy took off for a while, and we had cops looking for him and shit. And he came back later, and he goes to his car, and all security is like surrounding this car. I'm like, boys, like, what the fuck are we even doing? There's no point in doing this. Like, we don't get paid enough fucking money to be cops. Like, we're not cops. let him go, whatever. He's all fucked up. He's drunk and fucking just out of control. But ended up, this guy decides to like run over one of my bouncers. Like he hit him with his car. And now my buddy Curtis is a fucking mountain of a man. Like he's got to be like 6'9", like 300, 400 pounds. Like he's a fucking huge dude. Like he just Hulk smashed this guy's fucking hood of his car, and like the dude stopped when he got hit. Like he got hit and he's all fucked up. But like he was coming right for everybody, man. He was like swinging in the parking lot doing fishtails and shit. He almost ran us all fucking over. Cops got him like a block away and arrested him. But it was fucked up, man. That was like one of the last shows I worked. I was like, fuck that. It's fucked up.
Fuck this, I got a family.
Exactly, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. So lots of shit like that. Just lots of, tough guys or whatever, right? That like to pick on the bigger guy and get drunk and all that shit.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I'm like the smallest, skinniest kid ever.
But when you see the big guy, it's like, oh, I can fucking take him, right? It's like,
yeah, I'm just stupid. I've got my ass pummeled like more than I'd like for just talking shit.
But you're good now.
I'm good now. I'm clean and sober, man. 8 years, 9.
Hey, good for you, dude. Me too. Good job. Right on. Yep, that's good. That's good.
9 years.
Coming on 9. Coming on, finishing 8. So starting 9 in January.
Right on.
2012. January 1st, 2012 is my clue. Yeah.
Good.
Good for you. It's tight. It's tight.
What do you got there, Mark?
I don't know. You have anything to promote, Joey?
So how can I find like you on the UK channel? Like where can I go to listen?
Okay, yeah, sure. You go to sleradio.com. And that's we'll be on there in about 45 minutes.
Nice. SLE?
SLE, yeah. sleradio.com. They're a very eclectic channel. They play all indie artists.
Nice.
All genres. So you'll probably hear something you like on there. They do all sorts of shit, man. Yeah. 100%.
Cool.
Sweet. And then do you want to plug your social media stuff? I think we're gonna close it out here for tonight.
Cool. It's up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
The best one, I'm on Facebook, Limbo Podcast, and Twitter's the best one, at LimboCast. And you can email me, limbopodcast2020@gmail.com. If you want to talk to me or you want to send me some songs, whatever, I'm not as scary as I look. I like to talk to people. So.
Right on. Well, thanks for joining us, or us joining you, whatever it was.
Whatever it was, yeah, I don't know.
We're definitely gonna do this again, right?
Let's do it. Anytime you want. Right? Well, I got to check we'll schedule it, but yeah, for sure. We'll make time. I'll make time for
almost anytime.
Almost anytime, within reason, yeah. No, seriously, I had a blast, guys. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Right on, us too, man.
All right.
Cool.
Adios.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.